so.
She said so. We're going live now.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so I hope there are no rules to Oche Kitchen as regards. I'm going to be having a sip of something while I talk. Is that okay? Okay, super. All right, D, what's your liquor cabinet? Are you joking?
Thank you, everyone, and welcome back to Oche Kitchen Discussions with your favorite ladies. Before we start today, we normally start with, I want to say welcome to our new viewers and thank you for the old subscribers coming back. If you're new, we have a YouTube channel. We have Instagram, so please go follow us at Oche Kitchen Discussions. We're going to start out with the first segment, which is me time. So I'm going to go with OJ. I'm going to ask her how her week has been. Yeah. So mommy OJ. So how are you?
I'm not okay.
We know that. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, but I didn't want you to call me first. I wanted you to go around and probably the time would pass.
So tell us what's going on with you.
I've been flying, so I'm jet lagged. And as if that isn't bad enough, I got my booster yesterday, so I'm in pain.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry,
We hope you feel better, okay? Uncle Leslie.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, can you? Okay. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to the show. Since this is your first time, we normally check in with our guests. So can you tell us how your week has been?
Oh, my week's been terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I'll send the format to you to make it better.
What happened?
I'm overworked and underpaid. That's why.
That's standard.
That's the story of everybody's life now.
That's standard.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know.
We're all suffering and smiling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah, it's been a really good week. Honestly, with everything going on in the world, for those of us who are still alive and able, I don't think we should be able to complain much. You know, so yeah, it's been all right. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah, okay. Florence.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Hi,
Florence.
welcome to the show.
Can
you tell us what's been going on with you?
Well, I'll just start to first say Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy
I'm
New Year.
very happy and good to be back again.
Yeah.
Are you still ice skating?
Go break Bono.
Oh no, that was for Xmas celebration anyway. It's over anyway. Back to business.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Well, as usual, after the celebration, so everybody's back to the biz.
Real life.
Like our brother says, if you're alive, you have every right to thank God and keep moving and bubbling.
That's it. That's all you need. All right, thank you. Mama, go ahead. What's up with you?
It's been great, I would say. And I did one of the things I don't do. I decided to have, we'll call it siesta. It's a risky siesta. I had siesta. I haven't done that in a long time, and I really had a blast. But funnily, I had a bad dream. I'll tell you
That's
about
okay.
it later.
At least your body rested.
Yeah.
How
but it was
bad was
in
the
other
dream?
world.
How bad was the
Other
dream?
world. Yeah, it was quite bad. I was just upset. People kept annoying me one after the other. Seriously, I'll tell you about it.
I think it's because you're not used to taking a nap. You sleep like 4 a.m.
again, so they don't come in the life and start annoying me.
No, she's about to get rich. That is what the dream is all about. You're about to come into some big money.
Amen. Yeah,
because trust me, once the mama gets rich, I don't reach to be that though.
Confirm. You there here? Are you there here?
I don't reach with that though. Suchis, are you there?
Yes, baby. I'm
What's
here.
What's going
Hi,
on?
everyone. Hi, Leslie. So good to see you after how many years?
Yeah, you went to Apps, yeah. Leslie went to Apps, yeah.
Really?
On the Apps, yeah.
Okay.
Izuchi Onyema, yeah, that's
You
Izuchi
should see
Onyema.
my face. You should see my face.
Oh, please, let's see your face.
Izuchi's trying to make up for you.
No.
Okay. Oh, there she is. Yeah. How are you?
Obias,
long time
cousin, yeah.
Good to see you. Anyway, my week was okay. I was a night all this week because I've been on nights since
When you say night, what do you do at night?
The daytime has become my night, so I don't even know what goes on.
No, she's a dominatrix.
She's a new owl.
You say what?
No, you're a nurse now. What night duty nurse? Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said something else.
No,
okay.
hell no. Maybe Fama said something else, but I wasn't sure.
In my mind, I did actually.
Well, anyway, it was okay. It's been okay. I can't complain.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to see you all.
All right. Good to see you.
Get well soon, please.
All right. Benson. What's up with your week?
Just splendid. I don't have any issue. Just once I come back, I get that my 5-6 hours sleep. I'm fine.
Yes,
that's good. Okay. Uzamaka, sis, auntie, Uzo. She's not there. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next segment of the show. We're talking about.
You didn't tell us your own. You didn't tell us your own.
My week has been good. My week has been good. My week has been good. It's been good. And thank you for bringing it. Thank you for checking up on me. Ifeoma didn't even remember. Oche didn't even remember. So Ben, thank you for checking up. It's been good. It's been good. Slow but steady. At least I know I'm negative, and so no more quarantine. Because my coworkers, if I come close to them, they're like, Iji. They were touting me. So yeah. Okay, so let's go with the anxiety of the new year. What is anxiety? Anxiety is a mental health condition that can cause feelings of worry, fear, or tension. For some people, anxiety can also cause panic attacks and extreme physical symptoms like chest pain. Anxiety disorders are incredibly common. What causes anxiety and anxiety disorders can be complicated. It's likely that a combination of factors, including genetics and environmental reasons, play a role. However, it's clear that some events, emotions, or experiences may cause symptoms of anxiety to begin or make them worse. These elements are called triggers. Anxiety triggers can be different for each person, but many triggers are common among people with these conditions. Most people find they have multiple triggers like restlessness, too much worrying, insomnia, etc. For that reason, it's important. Can you mute yourselves, guys? Yeah, for that reason, it's important to discover any anxiety triggers that you may have. Identifying your triggers is an important step in managing them. On this episode, we are going to concentrate on New Year triggers, which we narrow down to 2 really big ones. Negative thinking about the new year. Your mind controls much of your body, and that's certainly true with anxiety. When you're upset or frustrated, the words you say to yourself can trigger greater feelings of anxiety. If you tend to use a lot of negative words when thinking about yourself, especially if weight is an issue or doubts if you can make it in life, learning to refocus your language and feelings when you start down this path is very, very helpful. The second one is financial concerns. Worries about saving money or having debts can trigger anxiety. Expected and unexpected bills or money fears are triggers too. This is the most common trigger, especially for us Nigerians who tend to bamba during the Xmas season and then start running kitty kata come January when reality sets in. Don't get me wrong, occasional anxiety is common, but chronic feelings of worry, fear, or dread aren't. So this leads us to our first question. How do you prevent financial anxiety in the new year? Leslie, can you take that from me?
Yeah, so what was the question? How can you
prevent financial triggers? Like, you know how Nigerians will always go to Christmas, then New Year, they're starting on having financial insecurity and stuff.
Well, to me, in my own humble opinion, anybody can disagree, with what I say, but I just feel that when it comes to having to deal with issues, whether it's anxiety, whether it's insecurity, or any other thing, especially with regards to finances, you're going to be what matters most is what conditioning do you have?
Yes.
All of us here, we're all products of conditioning. And I feel that some people, either because of the fact that, the orientation, the sort of upbringing or environment where they grew up in, they have a better way of dealing with some certain insecurities that have to do with finances. And some of us don't have that. And then we tend to, especially when we get into certain situations, we tend to either overanalyze or overcompensate, or not just apply basic common sense. Not all of us grew up with common sense, if you get what I mean. Also, when you're talking of anxiety, I would say it could be a double-edged sword. All right, they have a flip side. Some anxiety can be positive. In other words, it can lead to positive things. Some anxieties can help somebody's motivation to get better, do better, and improve on themselves, increase their revenue, either go apply for a better job or study or something of that sort. But I believe the purpose of this discussion is the negative side of the anxiety. Yeah. And I would say it depends. All of us have noises in our head. Sometimes when you succumb to these noises, then it makes you to worry, it makes you to, forget, you don't focus on the solution, you focus on a problem. And that will tend to lead to, moments of anxiety, and then you make bad decisions, so on and so forth. So for me, I would say, based on my own personal experiences, what I do is I try to dull the noises. Dulling the noises, it doesn't mean that the noises disappear, but the only thing is that you don't focus on them. Yeah. And this is probably one thing I might want to use with a simple illustration. If we're having an argument and I say, don't be stupid, if the only word you hear was stupid, you go about and say, oh, Leslie said I'm stupid. But that's not what I said. That's not what I said. But in a different context, if I say, Ijeoma's telling me that, oh, you know what, I'm thinking of buying a Rolls Royce. I say, don't be silly. She wouldn't focus because it's a different kind of context. It's positive. So she wouldn't kind of like looking to latch on to something. This is probably what happens with regards to, when we feel we're in a situation, either because of finances. So we don't look at what could be potential solutions or positives. We just focus on negative because at that point we're feeling very vulnerable, we're feeling very insecure, and so on and so forth. So for me, I would say the number one thing, heaven helps those who help themselves, or let me say, charity begins at home. Dull the voices here first. When you're able to dull the voices here, then you might be able to start seeing possible, exits from your situation. To me, that is what I might want to say at this point.
Leslie, sorry, IJ. Leslie, does that mean dulling the noise? Does it mean when you've got financial issues in January, in that new year, you ignore it? Is that what you mean by dulling the noise?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Put it into perspective, yeah.
Okay, let me give you an example. You work and you earn a salary. And they pay you, let's say, $1,000 every month. And because of all the expenses of Christmas and everything you had to do, you're in the January and you're looking at yourself, you probably have like about $200 left in your account.
Hallelujah.
And at that point, you're beginning to panic. You know, bills are coming, you know, you have stuff. And then the panic makes you focus on not just solutions, you're looking at your problem. And your problem, that little molehill that looks like a mountain. Remember what Igbo people say. Igbo people say, "Agwo Tonya Howeke." In other words, when you see a green grass snake, because you're the only person who saw it and out of your fear, when you're going back to the village to describe what you saw, you say, "Oh, I saw this massive snake." No, it wasn't a massive snake. It was a little snake. But your fear could amplify that situation and you're losing it. So I feel that it's not just ignoring the bills, but just having to stay in a positive headspace to say, okay, this is my situation. What could I do? What are my solutions? And then you start putting down your list. You start prioritizing your list. Maybe some of your solutions might not look too sensible. Okay, I'll call Ijoma and ask to borrow $200 from Ijoma. I borrow $100. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, it could mean that, okay, it could mean that, all right, I'm going to have to go to take some extra shifts at work in order to, you know, do that. It could mean that, okay, you know what, I'm going to cut down on my wine drinking for this period. A lot of people do dry January. It's not because of the fact that they want to do, because we want to gradually ease ourselves from that situation which we're in and go back to normal. Okay. You get me? So dulling the noise, it basically means having to be pragmatic and realistic with what possible solutions that are open to you and focusing on them rather than focusing on your problem.
Okay, so could you use the word shifting the noise rather than dulling it this time? Because shifting it to
no, why not? So we're always silly on this show.
Yeah, I wouldn't say shifting, because shifting the noise means you're moving it to somewhere else. No, you don't have to. I would just say you create some switches in your head whereby you can afford to go in and switch off some certain things, which is what we normally do. You know, you might have your family members who you've done so much, you know, you've sacrificed so much for, you've helped a lot, and you're really positive about them, but they do one silly thing which you felt, I know this person crossed the line. You go to your brain and you turn them off momentum. You switch them off. And, you know, for that period, you're not focusing on them. This is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Leslie, I want you and the former to collab on something since you guys are together. You guys would be like he say, she say, good banter. I don't know. Yeah. I think
that's good. That's good. I'm open to it.
I'll share her information. I'll share her information after the show. Yeah. You guys do that together. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I am open to that.
Yeah. Thank you. OJ.
Is that
as a mother in Nigeria, who raised kids in Nigeria with the school fees and things that, you know, gives parents anxieties, how do you think you can prevent the financial anxiety in the new year?
What has worked for me?
Are you trying to say, are you trying to say Oje doesn't pay school fees?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Oje, I'm trying to find for you.
Can't say anything she wants to say. The fact remains that
because you know it's a call.
I have 3 children that are in school and they are paying fees. So, okay, so what has actually worked is planning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just, we put aside, we check what would be required for the year and try to put it aside. Okay, it's just like whenever we know that we are going to go on vacation in sometime July, we put aside the vacation money in January. So by the time it's July, no matter the exchange rates, no matter what's going on, sometimes like the ticket my husband and my son used in December, we wouldn't even see how much that ticket was bought, you know, for the 2 of them to go to Paris. So such deals have always helped. You look ahead of time and try to plan. Last minute arrangement is not just cumbersome. Most times they are expensive.
But if you don't have enough funds to plan around.
That's what I want to ask, because so many people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. Keep the little you have. You understand? You might not be able to keep all,
Okay,
But
half in a
whatever-
village.
Yeah, no matter the little you
It's
keep,
just to be disciplined, informal. It's just to be disciplined. Like I always say, I have that problem. Yeah.
it always makes a difference. Like I have a there's a flower vase I have downstairs, and I purposely bought that one because it's ceramic. I think it's about this size, and I have made up my mind to put in 1,000 naira in it every day.
Does the children know?
Everybody knows.
Is the money still there?
Everybody knows. I've been putting
I'm
money
coming.
in it,
I'm coming.
and I don't intend, because one, by the time I think about break, it's so lovely that I don't even want to break it. But my target is not to touch it till December of this year.
That's good.
I started putting in that money.
I actually saved two
So we're talking about April last year.
2 things on Pinterest for that. Yeah, that's good.
You know, from April last year till now, I have been consistent. Even when I traveled, I told my house help, I normally send her money. She would go and withdraw and keep putting 1,000 naira every day.
That's
so
beautiful.
little things like that, they go a long way.
That's called in-house akawo.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good though. I said I'll do, but this is 3rd week. as usual.
Whatever amount of money you plan to keep, even if it is $1 a day, you can now get $15 and put inside at once. Since today is the 15th.
Yeah.
That way, whatever it is,
it's no discipline. Comes to discipline.
Yeah, no time that is late, actually. Whatever it is, like I keep saying, no matter how little. So paying school fees ahead of time, or devoting an entire account for fees. Even when it is not fees time, once you move money into that account, you know that it is for fees and nobody touches it. It has worked for us.
Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'll ask one more person then, if my mama will take over. Rosemary, are you there? Rosemary Chimeze, are you there? I saw you typing something earlier. I need somebody else from Nigeria who lives in Nigeria. If anybody know who's in Nigeria here?
It's Oche.
Okay, Rosemary said discipline is key and deliberate.
Yeah, I want to have to elaborate on, like after Christmas holidays, what people go through in Nigeria. Okay, who else am I going to call?
Uchenna is there.
Uche is here. Okay, Uche.
But
Uche, are you here?
If you don't mind me saying, Nigeria is a different ballgame.
It is.
For those of you who live in Nigeria, I salute you. Honestly, I doff my cap for you. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah.
But listen, that is a completely different discussion on its own.
Okay. Thank you. Uchenna. Uche, I think she just logged on.
Yeah. Adding to it. Yeah, I think anyway, everything boils down to discipline and planning.
Yeah.
There are people who they know they don't have enough, but they still want to be like them, be like the Joneses. I got la Christmas, I got la village, I got the Bond Street.
Yes.
So then when it comes to January, it becomes an issue. Expenses. We're talking about the expenses at school fees.
And even some people borrow money to go to this Christmas. And then when comes January, their bills are stacking up.
Yeah, bringing it back to this side of the world. We like Christmas with the issue, but you don't travel. Most people don't travel out of their homes, but the expenses they run in the name of preparing for Christmas, turkey, making sure that everybody in the whole world gets a present. It's too much.
It is. And the kids now, their gifts are too expensive.
It's overdue.
Average gift for kids now is like $185.
I don't know what that means in English. Average gift. Average gift.
I'm telling you, one boy you want sneakers that is like 180 something. The other one is just too much.
But this is a child you've been buying trainers for all through the year. Christmas, that's what that trainer.
Exactly.
I know Sabi do, but I'll grow one day. I'll learn.
Somebody's asking you what is bone straight. If he wants to.
Bone straight is that long hair, that thing that the
Chinese
guys like.
Chinese straight hair. Yeah.
That hair that men like. That's what they call bone straight.
I thought it was Brazilian.
Bone straight is wig artificial, beautiful hair. Nice on us. Just like you, Amazon is bone bend.
Shady pants, shady boots.
So it's everywhere. So that creates anxiety when it's time to start running the bills in the new year. Everybody starts shaking. And when the village people don't come,
Yes, sir.
I had money for it. I don't know what happened to my money. We all know what happened to our money. Okay, that takes us to the second question, which is, after we've had the Christmas parties or Christmas dinners, although we didn't have so much because of COVID, but people stayed indoors and ate and drank. The next thing comes, New Year resolutions. There's so many New Year resolutions people come up with. I want to be born again this year. I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better mom. what else they want to be? All sorts. And the more beautiful part of it is that everybody now, not just the ladies, everybody wants to, I want to shed that weight. I want to shed that 4 pounds, 3 pounds, 10 pounds. I put a lot of weight. So now that is one of the almost common New Year resolutions. Do we think? Luchis, I have lunch by this time. We're talking about weight loss. So, is it an anxiety trigger for most people? I'm not in the best position to answer this because I've got no weight to lose, to shed, so it doesn't bother me. Anyone who is concerned, what do you think? I'd like to hear your view. I've got Chinya here. I don't know if she's disposed to talk. Chinya, are you? Okay, we'll wait for Chinya. Izu. Okay, so yeah, losing weight as one of your New Year resolutions, has it created an anxiety or caused you an anxiety? We can't hear you.
Ifeoma, you're on mute.
I've unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's faint though, but we can hear you.
Let me increase the volume of my phone.
Sorry, yeah. Izu, we couldn't hear you.
See better now?
Yes, but your volume is quite low.
Oh, that's the highest volume.
That's okay. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, I said it's a concern for me. My weight. Health grounds. So I would actually like to lose it. I'm trying so hard. But the thing is, I don't even have time to do the exercise.
Izu, the volume is gone now. What happened?
But Izu, if you can hear me, you can do exercises lying down on your bed. You can do the bicycle. There are things you can do just being on your bed.
So I'm saying that I exercise within the house.
That's
on my
and
bed.
cook.
Cook and eat, Abby.
Yeah.
So how does that? Yeah. At what point? And I'm sure this is not the first time you've chosen it as a New Year resolution. I think you did it last year.
No.
Okay, this is the first time. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's see the level of anxiety. In the middle of the year, I'll come back to find out what's the level of anxiety trying to achieve that goal to shed weight.
Actually, this year.
You said that this year. I hope we'll not do it next year.
Yeah, because I've had issues, I want to lose weight. Yeah.
And is causing you concern? Yeah. How far have you gone? This is the 3rd week into the new year. How far have you shed it?
I've tried my best, even though I don't have much time. You know how much time I got. So I just do whatever I can within the house, like dancing or exercising on my bed for a few minutes.
So does it bother you? Does it bother you that you can't really do as much like you want to do?
It does bother me. So what I've done now, I need to plan my time, take some time off work. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can.
Yeah. So because it bothers me, I've decided that I'll take some time off, because if I keep saying I don't have time because of work, then I won't get anywhere.
Exactly.
So I've done it. and I have some time off, I'll keep on building it gradually.
Okay.
Yeah, please, my question is, how do people get this weight? Me, I want to get the weight.
Remember, at your age, you don't need weight, though. Please.
Well, he wants to know and tell others that need it.
But can I come in here very quickly?
Go ahead.
If you don't mind me saying, there's always a misconception when it comes to weight that we all have. And, the industry now has keyed into that misconception. This is why a lot of people are monetizing it. So you see all kind of like weight loss products, weight loss solutions, and so on and so forth. And for me, to be honest, it is looking at it holistically. And when I say holistically, there are lots of stuff that can contribute to weight gain or weight loss. One of them is lack of sleep. The other one is, how well do you know your body? When I say this, it is like, if you understand how much calories does your body need to function properly in a day, in 24 hours when you're awake. If you can know that, and then you start to tailor your diet, your lifestyle towards, okay, I need to, the maximum I can take per meal is going to be 2,000 calories. And if I take that 2,000 calories, I have to be that active. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to a gym or work out, but you have to be active in order to lose that 2,000 calories. And if you don't lose it, how much did you retain? So it means that the next day is going to go on to what you have to. So you're going to plan it to say, okay, fine, I consumed 2,000 today, and I still have like about 600 calories which I couldn't shift. So it means that it goes on to the next day. What you're going to eat, the lifestyle you're going to live, has to factor that in to make sure that you get rid of it. Some people, I have a very good friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and he operates on some days on a calorie deficiency, and this is why I learned this thing off from. So he can afford to eat anything he wants to eat because he's in minus. That means that at the beginning of the week, he consumed 2,000, but by Wednesday, he has burnt like about 8,000. So that means that he's in deficiency. Yesterday, we went out for a couple of drinks, and he had a couple of alcoholic beverages. This morning, he was in the gym burning it off. So there's a lot of things that contribute. The state of your mind can make your body slow down metabolism or quicken metabolism. Age,
genetics,
underlying health issues, and so on and so forth. So my point is, for somebody who has weight loss as a concern, there are so many ways. But the only thing is, how much do you know? You have to at least make some effort to get to find out, how does my body process food?
Exactly.
If you understand, even your identical twin, your bodies are not the same. Everybody's is sort of like unique. How it processes.
I like that you mentioned this. There's a twin here who has been raising her hands. She's on the big side, and her twin is on the slim side here.
Actually, it's me, and I want to share something.
I know.
You will. Martha will give you. After Leslie.
But what I'm trying to say is, your sleep pattern, your average, like if your job is a job that makes you sit down at a chair for most of the day, then that means that once you leave work, you have to at least build up some activity that can enable you to at least lose some calories. You should
especially night duty.
Exactly.
Izuchi said she has been on night duty, makes you gain weight.
Oh yes, it does, because
your body's circadian cycle
is a big disruption to your normal lifestyle.
Yeah.
And also, one thing I also say to people is, you have to be wary of the fact that if you have been, say, 185 kilograms for like about 6 months, and you say, okay, I want to bring it back to 165. If you do anything abrupt, because remember, all your internal organs, your entire system is based on the fact that you're 185 kilograms. So your food consumption, blah, 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 blah. All that thing, how nutrients are distributed around your body, your body mass, your muscle mass, and so on and so forth. It's going to be based on that. Now, if you want to come and say, okay, I want to do a weight loss and do one of those keto diets or something drastic, yeah, you might lose the weight, but you could end up harming internal organs. You can end up disrupting, especially for the females.
And it's not sustainable. Cycle. It's not sustainable. It's not something you can do for life.
Oh, yes. So, yeah? Oh, yes. So it sometimes it's not, if you're looking at it from a unilateral point of view, you might miss the point. You could end up harming yourself, all in the bit of like, I want to, lose weight. If you want to do it, it's got to be, very holistic. You have to look at your lifestyle. You have to look at your diet. You have to look at your activity. You have to look at your mental state. Because if you're a 165-pound person, that means that your body needs more fuel. Your brain needs more fuel to function properly. So this is why you end up consuming what you consume at a meal in order to get enough fuel to fuel your body. And then when you deny your body that, it means that there are some consequences. Those consequences, you might not be able to see them right away. They might just start, manifesting like further down the line, and they can now key into some other, health factors you might have, and all of a sudden you are dealing with a serious, a health issue. Yeah. And then, what's the point?
Leslie, yeah, you've got a good point there about the process and how to manage that transition. We're looking more on the mental side. How does it bother people? Even though there's some people who do all of these things you're saying, but they're still very worried, even though they're doing the right thing, but it's bothering them because they want to achieve something. Mata, let's hear from Mata.
Yeah, I think Leslie has said almost what I want to say, but coming to which is a very good point that he made. So coming to the
He's Uncle Les, not Leslie. Uncle Les.
Matt, I want to see your face. Matt, I want to see your face.
Uncle Les, you see my face.
No, Benson wants to see your face.
Uncle Les.
Benson wants to see your face.
You will, Benson, you will soon. Okay.
Benson or Saba.
So coming to the mental side, I mean, I decided to share this because I'm an example of what Uncle Les just said, right?
Yeah.
So me, I'm a twin, and my twin is like Ifoma. Ifoma here that's talking.
Ifoma, you petite.
Exactly like my twin, and me, I'm like opposite. Just when I mean opposite, really opposite. I used to be large, not big, large. Large. Yeah. So
now she's big.
So we're coming to the mental side, like there is a direct relationship between example, this New Year resolution, like example, I want to lose weight, and this anxiety. They are related, because when you don't have to be hard on yourself. Mentally, when you have a goal, whether it's you want to save money in piggy bag, or you want to lose weight, or you want to just take it one at a time. Don't go with the flow of what others have done. Weight loss says I have to eat only fiber. I have to do this. I have to. One key point, Uncle Les.
Allow me to enjoy myself.
He made something about understanding yourself. Understanding yourself is also mental. Because when you understand yourself, the first step I took, I was actually like 128 kg. 128 kg. The people that knows me then, I used to wear jeans of size 22. Jeans 22, 24 jeans. So the US, so not UK. US jeans 22.
And this one, G. No.
My what? No, it's crazy because you know. Anyway, yes, my bra size then used to be 38.
Okay, this is
38 FF. Yeah, she's right. So anyway, so mentally, where I'm coming from is that with that size then, there is nothing anybody will tell me now that I didn't do that time. Is it gym? Oh, I'm first class gym. Oh, diet. Like I was hard on myself. Any place I go, okay, is it this gym? I've gone to register. Mentally, I was running crazy. Why? Because I didn't sit down, just as this point that Uncle Les mentioned, to understand myself. I did not. So which is the first thing? You have to understand yourself first. When you understand yourself, then your anxiety will come down first. Because with that understanding, I now started telling myself, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? The first step I took. And all these times I was doing that, I was so worried health-wise, because things started changing, not even the weight, health challenge. And people will come and tell you that it's because of your weight that you have this health challenge. It's the anxiety, the thinking itself alone. So mentally, you are sick. That's with the sickness coming mentally, your body is breaking down. So they are twins, anxiety and this resolution. Is the same thing as when you want
twins like you.
So that's it. So, but by the time I started understanding, the first step I did was which was not expensive. And I wish the last lady that said something about trying to do her weight and all that thing, if she could hear me.
Yeah, she can take notes for her.
The first step I did was not expensive. I decided to drop everything about gym, everything about you do this, you do that. Because I just went and took my insurance, which is free, and met with a nutritionist. And I don't forget what that nutritionist told me one day. She told me that, what do you love eating most? And I told her what I love. My best food is yam. You can imagine somebody that wants to lose weight, yam, which is Madam Starch. So I told her my best food is yam. And sometimes, yes, I can love rice, but my best food is yam. But the only thing she just told me is, take this so and so portion. She asked me which kind of yam, how do I like it? I gave so we were just doing like a practical. She will bring something that looks like food, this cosmetic food kind of thing, right? So she will ask me the portion, that if this is yam, how many slices I will put and show her. So we just started doing it like puzzle. And she now said, okay, why not you remove this circle one and you put this triangle one, which is like maybe ogo, kale. Yeah, what we call kale. Yeah. So she started mixing it for me. And at the end of the day, she now said, would you like kale? Would you like this? At the end of the day, it wasn't anything big. I ended up still eating my yam.
It's not, yeah.
So I ended up still eating my yam with side ugu. Normally, my best food is just the yam. Pour it pamoye and pepper. I'm good to go. So and now my food, that was my best food. Now I found out that the way I can understand my body, I started mixing it with these things that she mentioned. And before I knew it, I can tell you truthfully, I did not know where gym is. I didn't even know where whatever. I used to have what they call it, diabetes then. What they call it, A1C of 9.5, 10.5. That is death. Death, when I mean death. Yeah. But by the time I start mixing things, and till now, if you give me rice, I don't enjoy eating rice or eating yam. I want to have something by the side. I want to have protein. I want to have, that's why I now started enjoying it. And as I'm talking to you now, my A1C is 6.3. As at yesterday, my size, now I wear size 16. I don't know where.
Wow. And once you hit under 5, and once you hit 5, then we know you're good.
Yeah. So I don't know where gym is, though. Since all those time, I've not seen gym for the past 3 years.
Yeah, but thank you very much. What you just said, just replicated what Ijoma has been talking about. Remember when we talked about nutrition, the portion size and what you have in your portion and how it help. It does help. Yeah.
Ifeoma, can I say something before you go on? The easiest thing is your plate. Once any plate you use, make sure half of it is fruit and vegetable. If half of your plate is fruit and vegetable, you don't have enough space for meat and, you know what I mean? Just half of it fruit and vegetables, so the other half will be meat and, then you're good. That's the best thing than, trying any other thing. Eat lots of vegetables. Thank you, Mom.
And there's another thing, all of this, there's, when everything, like we talk about in management, everything is about management. Management encompasses everything we do in life. There is a topic I came across it on LinkedIn a few days ago, slow production. And this applies to doing it slowly. You don't have to achieve your target instantly. Taking it little at a time and not trying to score that goal in a hurry. Just taking it easy.
And I know we're talking about weight, but this slow production too, that's what Igbo, like we have problems in Nigeria. Everybody wants to go lows.
Yes.
Fast. Yeah, it's part
and
of
business.
That
actually, we're talking about the management, slow production. This is a new year. We're going to build 48,000 houses in East London by end of March. then everything
stress your life
has been done in a hurry, things has been done wrong, and they start facing the problem and all whatnot. Yeah, so slow production, ladies and guys, we have to take it easy. It's just 3 weeks into the year. Don't worry, let's measure it. We'll get there. I'll hand you over to Oche to ask the last question. Oche?
Is she sleeping?
Wake up.
Okay, thank you, Ify. And thanks everyone that has contributed. The last question for the evening is, do you have ways to cope with anxiety? Please share with us. Maybe I should say what I do, because I'm a warrior. Worrying is my middle name.
Worry. Fela sang something like that, Abby?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes.
The thing is, it depends on what you're anxious about. Okay. There are things that would make you anxious and you don't want to talk about it.
For real?
Yes. Your husband is cheating on you. You won't talk about it.
Martha said something to me last week that I bust out laughing. I hope she can have a chance to share with you guys what, yeah.
So, yeah, the first thing is to think about your happy place, whatever or whoever it is that gives you peace. It doesn't have to be a relation, it doesn't have to be a tight friend, whoever it is that when you talk to this person, it's not like the problem has been taken care of, but the way the person puts everything on hold to listen to you, it actually helps. I have difficulty talking and sharing my innermost feelings.
Why? Can I ask why?
So many things. You know, one of them is what I explained to you guys in our secondary school group, how I went through secondary school feeling inadequate. You understand? So, and I haven't really gotten past that. There are times that I question myself. I'm like, oh, if I talk about this now, it will be a case of somebody turning around to judge me. So that fear of being judged, it makes me to bottle up a lot of things, but I realize that if I'm able to talk about it, like they say, a problem shared is half solved.
Exactly.
When you share it, that person that you're sharing it with is already thinking about things to say to you to make you feel better, even if the person is not going to solve the problem. So sharing is a good thing, but you at the same time, you also need to be careful on whose shoulder you're crying.
Absolutely.
You end up on CNN. So that is one way that I have just discovered that, you know, when I talk about it, I'm less anxious, because naturally people forget how people end up having bitter experiences. That human beings actually are always there for each other. Even those who want to mock you, they don't mock you in your presence. They would still listen and say, hey, yeah, hey, no, now don't let it worry you. Even if they are going to sneak, even if they are going to snare, you know. Exactly. You wouldn't say that in my presence.
If someone has half of that bastard.
Hey, you chat her up privately. But that was the time that I needed succor. You gave it to me. So
that's your coping mechanism.
Yeah, sharing actually helps.
I don't have any secrets. Yeah, I do share.
What that actually works for me is, oh my goodness, if I'm anxious about something, I pray, and when I'm praying, I cry. When I finish crying, it's like a weight has been lifted off me. And
you have to teach me that.
Yeah, I just tell God that I'm leaving this on your doorstep. And as I'm leaving it on your doorstep, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to do anything about it. Most times, you know, like in the church would say, speak positively. It works. So these two things, a good cry actually helps. So
I have to learn how to cry.
So Oche, sorry, can I add something? So this what you just explained it has to do with emotional anxiety. If it's physical anxiety at the back, anxiety created at the back of a physical action, and they're coming to pick their money tomorrow. You kneel down at night and say, God, I leave it at the doorstep. What happened to God?
No, you know that kind of thing.
You go call another person, borrow money to pay the other person.
Yeah, or you go to someone they respect and say to them, this person, I'm owing this person and the money is due tomorrow. Can you help me talk to him? The best thing people do is to wait. Wait until that time. Most times, if you nip something at the bud, you don't have to wait for the deadline to get to you now. You know that you won't have this money tomorrow. Why wait?
Yeah, exactly.
So why don't you go ahead of time, like 5 days before time? In fact, you can even approach the person you're owing.
And communicate, yeah.
And communicate. Everybody likes to know what is going on. You don't take it for a ride. You don't. At the end of the day, you're helping yourself. Because take care of them by going to that person. You have saved both of you a lot of trouble. I see MM raising hand. MM, you want to say something?
I told you on the call. I said my phone's there. That's why I used my.
Where is your friend?
Oh, my friend.
MM's hand is up. Does she want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Is based on what you just said. Maybe I've forgot it. But
how do you cope with anxiety?
Yes, I think okay, yes, there was one point Oche made that sometimes she'd like saying thinking how she thought. Anyway, let me go to my own point. One of the point I think is I feel can also help for someone here. It's if you have a money anxiety problem, don't discuss it with someone that you know as a friend who has money anxiety problem. Discuss it with someone that you know has a commune life when it comes to
like me now.
It's therapeutic. Yeah, it can lift yours, because if you I always use this to give example. Ijoma accept. Sometimes there are things I'm a very emotional person, myself, and one way I try to, if I have lots of issue like this, people call it crazy. Like I want to be in a quiet room with no lights, off the lights, off the light. I just want to be in that kind of space.
Sensory room for you.
Then when it comes to the area that I want to talk about it, like I want to talk about that particular anxiety kind of, I look for someone that is opposite to what I want to talk about, because it's also therapeutic to me, because that person will lift my spirit by making it as a joke. Sometimes, like this Ijoma here that you see, sometimes I call up Ijoma to say certain things. Ijoma is someone that even if she misses her flight and she wants to tell you that only is a flight, it's just like me. If I miss my flight, I get home, I will start panicking. I want to faint. Like, I've missed my flight. What will I do? Jesus Christ. And I'll start thinking of how much I have in an account to change my flight. But it's opposite with someone like Ijoma. If Ijoma misses flight, she will be the one to come in. Name is Selam flight.
Ijoma tell her how many times I miss flights.
My flight. So you can see opposite kind of thing. So if you can reach out to someone like that you miss your flight and you're panicking, reach out to someone that can make that situation light for you. Not going to call someone that will not tell you, hey, you need to owe this person. Hey, what can you even owe? Even the matter now, why are you even owing? And it's like double problem. So for me, that's how I heal myself from my kind of anxiety. Yeah.
Thank you,
Always good. It's always good to
Oche, you've got Leslie's hand up.
Okay, Leslie, please go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say this, especially with regards to what you said, Oche.
No, Leslie, let me say something. I don't know why everybody is making reference to what I said. I said, how do you cope? I only said how you cope.
Exactly. But there's a valid point you raised, and that valid point is, opening up to other people.
Yeah.
Yes, because to me, I don't look at it that I don't see opening up to someone else as unburdening yourself. Yeah, it could be that for some people, but for me, I see it as having an opportunity to analyze my situation, because when you're discussing it, then it kind of like opens up. So I do a bit of business analysis. And one of my very good friends is also a business analyst. And what it is like, in simple terms, is you take a high level requirement and you break it down into bit sizes.
Exactly.
So giving an example, the high level requirement could mean I need a car. That's the high level requirement. Now, when an analyst will now break it down and look at you and look at your situation to say, okay, fine. How often do you drive? Where do you drive to? What distances do you drive? What is your income? That will now determine what kind of car, what size of car, and so on and so forth. So by the time they do the analysis and come together and put your requirement, it now turns out that you need either a Range Rover or a 2-door car.
Exactly.
But remember, the high level requirement at that time was, I need a car. It didn't specify color, it didn't specify, size of engine, so on and so forth. So opening up to someone else means that you have an opportunity of actually breaking down your solution, because you're now getting other views into your situation to break it, analyze it, and then it will give you a clearer perspective on this is what my issue is, and most likely this is how I need to go about having to deal with that issue, whatever the issue could be. The second bit is, who you open up to. Now, some people like me, I might not be able to give you all the money in the world when you come to me with your problem. But the one thing I could do is to help you to see different perspectives to that issue. Now, that means that at the end of the day is whether I am going to judge you or not going to judge you, when I'm going to put you on CNN, you don't need to worry about that. What you need to worry is, at the time when I'm taking this issue to this person, what kind of extra knowledge comes about? What kind of flip side perspectives come about? Which is entirely for you. You have to be absolutely selfish at this point, what you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay? The third bit is people judging you. My darling, I am one of those people. I have learned one very important fact about life, and maybe I have to share it with this forum.
Please,
what people have to say about you does not matter if you know yourself. If you don't know yourself, some other person's opinion of you can stick in your head. But if you know yourself, OJ, you know that you have 5 fingers on either hand. And some people are carrying a rumor that OJ has 7 fingers. You let them talk. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I don't give a rat's ass about what the world thinks of me. And I'm not trying to be a bit unreasonable. Please forgive me if anybody says, but I don't even care about God's opinion of me. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. The only opinion I care about, I don't even care about my wife's opinion. It's about my opinion of myself.
You have to come to this show. You have to come to this show every week, Leslie. I was awake.
So please, when we started this thing and I said something about the noises in your head, whose noise is rattling around in your brain? Is it your noise or someone else's? Whose noise? Even if the person is the person who loves you most in the world, the fact is you're the only person who can see OJ's matter as OJ because you're wearing the shoes. Your dad in Nigeria, your mom in America, no matter how much they love you, they might not be able to articulate it as well as you will articulate, because this is you, you're living it. So anybody's opinion doesn't matter. If you can learn how to stop listening to what people say about you, my dear, that is your problem solved, because a lot of people dance to other people's beats, not their own beat. If you make your beat, you know how to slow it down, how to quicken the tempo and so on. If someone else is making it, my dear, you're just a slave to that person. Why should somebody get into your head on your own matter? It doesn't make any sense. Learn how to accept yourself, to say, listen, you have your own noise, Aisha has her own, Ify has her own, I have my own. So we all are responsible for how we deal with it. I will not let someone else come and dump garbage in my head by the way of like, oh, they're talking about my issue. Okay, yeah, I'm owing you my money. So effing what? Am I the first person to have borrowed money in the whole world?
America owe money.
Yeah, exactly. And the other issue is the anxiety thing, which I don't want to dwell so much on, but so that I don't talk too much. Anxieties can be temporary, they can be permanent, depending on who's dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
If my child is in hospital because of he broke his leg, I might have that initial anxiety at that point.
Of course.
But after a while, it starts to die down. Because the initial thing is, I want him to be well. But when he goes there, they put his leg in the cast and blah, 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 and say he's going to be fine. Then it shifts, it moves down. This is basic. Everything in life, nothing is permanent. The only thing that is permanent is house perfume.
Change. Is what?
That's the only thing. House perfume.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say change.
That's the only thing that is permanent. Nothing is permanent.
Yes, sir.
If that thing you're looking at and you're worrying about it, it would definitely change. All it takes is time.
Oh, exactly.
All it takes is time. It will change. Oh, people
just
are talking about
have patience as your best friend.
The story goes around town that Leslie was caught with this other woman, or he gave this woman and got her pregnant. People will talk about it for the first 2 weeks.
Something like that going on.
Sorry?
Is something like that going on? I'm suspecting you.
I wish.
Anyway, if I'm will tell me.
I wish. Yeah. So then the last issue is, being yourself. What works for you? This is why I always say, please, the first thing you have to do is to find time to know who you are. You are very unique. There are no two yous on this planet. There are people who are similar to you, but they are not you. There's only you. You have to know yourself, know what works for you in every situation. You just got the news that you found out that your husband cheated on you, or blah, blah, blah. And, don't start worrying too much. Just find out, okay, who is me dealing with this sort of situation? How would I deal with it? For you, not based on what your brother or in Nigeria, or your sister, or your uncle, your aunt, or your dad, or your mom will have to say. Well, find what would I want to gain out of it. Even if I'm saying, okay, you know what, I am going to accommodate him. It's not that I'm going to forgive him, but I am not going to break up my marriage. And people are saying, oh, no. How can you do that? He did this, blah, blah, blah. Forget that noise. Look for what works for you.
Fly over Basaru.
Look for what works for you. You have to find your own, not that other person's own, or that person, your own. That's what I want to say for now. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That brings us nicely. Oche.
Yeah, I wanted to find out if anybody else wanted to say something. There's Echijoke Onwebu. I haven't seen him before. I don't know if he wants to tell us how he copes with anxiety. We just need to take one more person. Okay, Chijoke is not in the mood. Anybody else wants to indulge me?
You want to take me?
No.
Because I don't get anxious, right?
Exactly.
Nothing they
no,
worry about.
No. Ifeoma does when she's broke. She gets fever.
Fever
when she's broke, she gets sick. Yeah, that's anxiety.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that makes her feel down.
Once something serious like what Martha described, I cannot tell you people how many times I miss flights, and it does not bug me. I tell God, I tell myself that's the way the Lord wants it to happen. That's what I learned from my dad. Anything that happens, my dad will tell you that's the way God wants it. And it's true anyway, and you can't do anything. I miss flight like no man's business. You think I'm done with this picking.
I don't, because I don't have money to pay another one, so I will try not to.
So what I'll do, yeah.
But if I miss it, I don't make one.
No, money comes, so I don't know how it comes on my side. I'll book into the next one. I'll wait. Go the next day. But it will not happen again.
I allow nothing to bother me. Nothing
I know.
Good, yeah.
So you're dulling your own noises. You're dulling your noises.
I don't care. Nothing bothers me.
Benson, believe me, you make heaven. That is a very, very, very valid point. If you can just learn that, it takes time to master it, but the moment you
but
master it,
that's me. Ijoma knows me too
honestly.
well. Nothing bothers me. If you like, own the whole of 175th Street here in Queens. I don't care. When it's my turn, I'll own the street. It's your turn, so we're all looking at you.
All right.
Okay.
I think I have a practical way, Oche. I have a practical way of dealing with anxiety, and that's talking to somebody who would cheer me up, right, and somebody who would dampen my spirit. That's my there. Once I'm anxious about something, maybe like will always brighten your spirit. Ati will always brighten your spirit. Izu is learning to brighten my spirit these days.
Oh, Izu negative.
That very first point that I made about talking to someone. So when you find that person, that's your go-to person, then you're good.
Yeah, so it's about talking to the right person at the right time. It does help.
Okay.
Yeah, and
you know what? Sorry if I break it. If anybody would want to, if you're under pressure, you want to reach out to somebody else, I'm available. Hit me up and let's have a chat. Like I said, it comes to me naturally. I think it's probably, when everybody was saying about what gifts God gave you and all whatnot. Mine is, being able to listen to people. And I want to just quickly share this little story, very, very briefly. Here in Bristol, there's a club my friend owns, and the doorman there, was a very good friend. He's late now. But whenever my idea of going out clubbing means I can just go out, stand with this doorman outside and talk for like 2 hours, and then I go back home and I sleep. So one of the nights, I was still smoking cigarettes then. So this young girl comes up to me and goes like, "Oh, can I borrow it? Do you have a lighter?" And I went like, "Yeah." So for some reason, we got talking. And she started telling me that, "Oh, you know what, I'm having a really bad time. I broke up with my boyfriend and I just got suspended from work and blah, blah, blah." And I just spoke with her, like normal thing, conversation, like, "Listen, you're young. Don't worry about the guy. What happened? Oh, the guy cheated on me. Oh, is that what's bothering you? Come on. There are over 5 or 6 billion other men on the planet. Why do you have to worry about one particular person? Just don't let it." So I just spoke naturally and I left. So like 2 weeks later, I turned up at the club and the doorman, my doorman friend was like, "Oh, there's this girl who's been looking for you." And I'm like, "Girl? Which girl?" He described this girl. I couldn't picture her. It goes like, "Well, she's been coming repeatedly and asking after you." I'm like, "No, I don't know." So not up to like 2 hours. Then the girl turns up and she sees me and she screams. I'm like, "Oh, I've been looking for you. You know what? How long are you going to be here?" And I'm like, I couldn't even recognize her. I couldn't even remember her. So they're like, "Oh, yeah, I might be here for an hour." I said, "Well, I'm coming. Next thing, she flags the taxi down and she's off. So when she goes, then my doorman friend comes and says, "Oh, that's the girl. She was actually came here with 2 older looking people." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Okay, sorry for my French. So like about 30 minutes after that, the girl turns up and she's with these 2 older people who I later found out were her parents. So they come as they're walking towards me. I'm like, trying to rattle my brain to say, what's going on about? So as they come towards me, I don't know whether I should bring up my hand, shake the man. I don't know what the whole issue was. So the girl comes and says, "Yeah, Dad, this is the guy." And then the guy I bring up my hand to shake him and he grabs my hand and gives me a hug, deep hug. And like, the woman is crying, the girl is crying. And I'm like, what is going on? And then they later broke the story. That night that we had that chat, the girl had planned to kill herself.
Sure.
She was going to kill herself that night. She had bought pills. Her friends took her out. She said, "Well, let me just go out for one last time." She was about to
kill herself?
Yes, she was going to ditch her friends at the club, go back to her place, take the pills, and end it. And then she ran into me. And we had that chat, and she had everything. So she said she left that day, and she called her dad and said, Dad, look at what's going on, and blah, 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 blah. So to me, it was because this is what happens to me each time I go out. You have people who are just willing to open up. I noticed that some people have a knack of looking friendly and approachable. So people just open up to you and talk to you. And for some reason, you have something that they feel is credible enough for them to latch onto and have a rethink or reassess. So if anybody has that, please reach out to me. I'm available.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And Leslie, don't go. We'll be going offline after we close, and we'll sit back to have overtime where we could still chat. Okay. Share things like somebody say you're a lifesaver. I'm sure she will be needing your number in case she needs to.
I'll be honored. I'm honored.
That person loves money, so you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of today's show. It's been an interesting one. I've learned something, have I? Or rather, I knew what I knew. I know you picked one thing or two out of today's show. We are not by any means saying that New Year resolutions is a bad thing. It is not. It has always existed. Actually, if we all work, apart from working in our homes, in our daily lives, we plan. New Year resolution is that planning stage. I have this project on the table. We have a plan. I'm thinking of doing this. Could be I've been thinking about new business ideas. God help me this year. I'll measure the goal maybe by November. Then I'll replan it again. God forbid, Dijoma, cancel it in Jesus' name. Amen.
No, I'm entering to the business plan. No,
so it's not a bad thing. Have a plan. If it's building a new house, if it's having a new partner, if it's leaving the old partner, if it's merging them with the new ones, anything you want to do, have a plan for it. Good. All of them should be good. It might be bad to one person, but if once it's good to you and good to God, carry on. We talked about weight loss today because in relation to anxiety and mental health. Mental health is one topic that since it's been brought to that light, it's been happening, it's always been there. There's nothing we've talked about that is new, but it's a big deal. We need to talk about it. We always have to throw it in. God help us. We would overcome. We'll try to deal with things as they come. We'll try to manage our anxiety, manage our lifestyle, and speak to people. It's good to talk, befriending. That's why there's a befriending service now. Imagine people are employed to just be befrienders. When you're lonely, speak to somebody. We don't even need to pay for that service. You've got friends, you've got people who you could talk to. Just like Leslie, I'm a very good listener. People talk to me. I like talking to people as well. I like opening up. I don't bottle things up. I don't, if it's not necessary. What I don't tell people is what is not necessary, what will not benefit them. That's my personal jangy moves, right? So everything that will help us, we talk about, yeah. If I drink water, I will not tell you I drink water because you don't need to know. Unless I'm sharing that water with you, that's why you need to know. So thank you so much again. Sit back for the overtime. We're still here. And join us same time Saturday next week for another interesting topic. We love you all. We're going offline.
Bye, everyone.
Back.